Hi, it's Dargie here, and this is 5-Minute Photography, where we break down photography learning into simple chunks of 5 minutes or less. Today we're talking about polarizing filters. What is a polarizing filter and how can it help you in your photography? Before I get started, don't forget to hit subscribe so you can see new videos as they come up, and give the video a thumbs up. That really makes a difference. You can also check out my website grahamdargie.com to get my free ebook and Intro to DSLR cheat sheet. Okay, let's talk photography. In photography, there's just so much stuff available for you to buy. Some of it you need, some of it you don't really need. A polarizing filter is one of the things that you probably do need to have in your kit, especially if you're into landscape and nature photography. A polarizing filter is an accessory that attaches to the front of your lens. Either you can screw it on or it attaches with a filter kit. Once the filter is attached to your camera, you can see the effect it's having on the image by twisting the polarizer. With water, for example, as you turn the polarizer, you can see that glare removed from the surface of the water. That allows you to see through the surface to maybe some rocks or foliage that's beneath, so that instead of having that kind of flat glare on the surface, you can have some colour and texture in the image instead. On the other hand, if you had a reflection that you wanted to keep or enhance, you can position the polarizer to make the best of that reflection as well. It does the same with the surface of foliage, so that instead of having a glare on the surface, that is removed and you can see the colour and texture of that foliage, which effectively increases the saturation of the image. There can also be a noticeable difference in the colour of the sky. So how does it work? Rays of light which are reflected from surfaces are filtered out of the image. They don't make it into the camera, and because of that, it's an effect that can't accurately be reproduced in post-production. And so instead of seeing a reflection on a shiny surface, you see right through to the surface of the object or to what's beneath if it's water or glass. Some things to be aware of: the polarizer works best on a clear day and when the light is perpendicular to your position. In other words, when the light is travelling across your scene. The effect isn't as strong when the sun's coming from behind you or on an overcast day. The effect of the filter can actually be a bit distracting, especially if you're using a wide angle lens, because you can get this very strong band of colour in the sky. The polarizer adds about 2 stops to the exposure of your picture. So in other words, if you do use one, you'll need to use a longer shutter speed. That's no problem if you're shooting a landscape and you've got your camera on a tripod, but if you are holding the camera, it could be a problem. Another pitfall is that when you're moving positions with the camera, you have to continually adjust the polarizer to get it in just the right place. Again, not so much of a problem if you're on a tripod, you can just kind of reach around and do that. But if you're holding the camera, it can be a bit of a faff, especially if you're using a long lens. Polarizing filters come in lots of different sizes so that they can match the size of different lenses. So before you buy one, check the diameter of your lens. You can find that size either on the lens itself or it will be written inside the lens cap. If you're using a wide angle lens at the widest, sometimes the edge of the filter creeps into the corners of the frame. Sometimes you won't get the full use of that wide angle lens. You might have to just zoom it in to eliminate the vignette effect on the edge of the lens. Remember, polarizers are made of glass and glass is fragile, so if you drop it or bash it, that thing's going to break, and that can cost you a small fortune to replace. In summary, a polarizing filter is a bit of a must-have, especially if you're into landscape or outdoor photography. It can reduce reflections or glare on the surface of water, foliage or glass, and improve colour saturation in your image. Remember, it also adds a couple of stops to your exposure. That could be a problem or not a problem depending on what kind of thing you're doing, and they come in different sizes, so make sure you get the right size for the lens that you're using. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you took something away from that. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see new videos as they come up, and give the video a thumbs up. That really helps. Don't forget to check out my website where you can find out all about my photography tuition tours and safaris, and you can get my free ebook 3 Steps to Better Photographs with Intro to DSLR cheat sheet. Okay, stay safe, enjoy your photography. I'll see you out there.